Hello, welcome to another episode of the Bead Tube. I am Susie Henderson, and I want to say up front, I'm sorry that it's taken us so long to get back to you, but girls, it has been a crazy summer. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
All right, thank you. It has been wild, and we've had to go out of town quite a bit, fairly unexpectedly, and hopefully we are going to get back into the groove of things pretty nicely. I wanted to tell you right quick about this book. I'm not getting anything for this. I read it and I just thought it was cute and fun. It's called Bead on Trouble. My son actually gave it to me for my birthday, and it's written by Kitsy Camden. No, Barbara Burnett Smith is the author's name. Kitsy Camden is the character in the book. It's a fun read. I was very surprised at what a good author she was, and I was reading about her on the back of the book and found out she lived in Austin, which I thought, hey, we can do a bead tube with her because she's obviously a beader. And as I Googled her, I found out that she unfortunately passed away in a car accident in 2006. I don't know that you'll find this in your regular bookstore. You may have to order it online, as my son did. So just check it out if you're a reader and you like mystery novels that are about beaders. I thought it was a lot of fun and I enjoyed it immensely. So that's that commercial. The other thing I wanted to tell you about, if you've looked at our homepage recently, you're going to see a little button that on the homepage that says Chicks, a Groovy Boutique. As many of you know, I have had a clothing store for many years here in the Dallas area, and we have decided to bring it online. It's going to have its own website called agroovyboutique.com. And the website is taking a little longer than we expected it to take, and so I've got all this inventory now. So we've put a few things online on the Auntie's Beads website. If you're not interested, don't even go to it. But we thought that, girls being girls, you might like to see some of the things that we carry and have the opportunity to purchase them now. At the end of the season, we've got tons of stuff on sale, and we've got the markdowns, some of them online. So check it out if you want to. It is a lot of fun, and we've enjoyed doing it and looking forward to our new website. So today we are going to talk briefly about thinking outside the box, and that can mean a lot of things, but in particular today I want to talk to you about making plans, about setting goals, and how important that is going to be for your future, whether or not you're doing this as a hobby, you only want to sell to your friends, or you want to make this into a fantastic income. Because I've told you before, women have always worn jewelry. Practically since the beginning of time, jewelry is not going anywhere. We are in a great industry, and you are fortunate that you have the talent to be able to make some good income from it. So what I will suggest to you is start out by setting your goals, and then we're going to work back through them. As a corporation, we have a 5-year goal, 5-year plan, a 1-year plan, 6-month plan, and a 60-day plan. I'm going to suggest to you that you may not need to do it that detailed. I would like to see you start with the 1-year goal. Where would you like to be this time next summer? This time next summer, maybe you want to be bringing in an extra $2,000 a month. You know, that is not undoable. That is a great goal if that's your goal. Maybe you want to say, okay, this time next year I want to be doing kids parties. I want to be doing kids parties 2 a week. Or I want to have at least one office building that I set up in once a week. You decide what that goal is, and I want you to write it down on paper. Then, before we talk about getting to that goal, I want you to do a 6-month goal. 6 months is about the holiday time, you know, about Christmas time. So what do you want your business to look like in 6 months? Now let's break it down even smaller. What do you want your business/hobby to look like in 60 days, 2 months from now? The end of September, what do you want it to look like? So as you've written all those things down, take a sheet of paper for each, because you're going to just start brainstorming and writing down everything that comes to your head. And I would suggest that you start with a long-range goal first. If your goal is by next summer that you need to be bringing in $2,000 a month, then what would it look like for you to be able to do that? Now let's just talk briefly about how you might accomplish your long-term goal from a year from now. In a year from now, if you want to be bringing in that $2,000 extra a month, What would it take to get you to that point? Maybe you need to grow your email list. You might need to grow your email list to 200 or 300 people. So how are you going to accomplish that? Maybe you need to be doing a monthly mailer and sending it out to 100 people every month. How are we going to accomplish that? You probably are going to need to have a good inventory. You already know how to do that. You already have the ability to grow your inventory. It just takes sitting down, making the time for it, and making it a priority. Now let's take your 6-month goal. You know, if your goal in 6 months is to have some extra cash for Christmas, this is the time of year when most retailers take in the majority of their money. So you're at a good time for you to be growing your business. Number one, you're going to have your product made and ready. You have to be prepared. We've talked about that before. But if you want to be doing 6 shows in the month of November, now is the time for you to be planning those shows and getting people committed to that. In 2 months, what do you want it to look like? Maybe you're starting from scratch. Oh, in 2 months, that's when the really hot season for craft shows is just beginning. So you're in an opportune time to be making your product and be setting up your calendar. So you can get online and you can find all sorts of churches and local festivals, high schools, elementary schools. And believe it or not, I've done my own craft show several years ago. It was about this time of the year, and I kept thinking, you know, we had this wonderful lobby in our church building that really didn't get used for anything, and so I approached some of the people at church and I said, do you think we could have like 10 or 12 vendors here and maybe make some chili, and the proceeds from the food could go to the children's home, but then the staff and all the people who attend church will advertise it to them and they'll come buy from the vendors. They loved the idea. Now, it took us about 60 days to get it going, and fortunately I knew a lot of people who were interested in buying booth space. So, but think that way. Maybe you know a place where you could set up your own craft show. The other thing that you might want to think about doing is having your own open house. It was huge for me. I did it twice a year. There's no overhead. Bring in a few of your friends who do other things. You don't want competition. But think about doing that also. Many ways to get your name out there. As you write your goals, you're going to become more and more excited about your potential. You are going to envision what your love of jewelry could eventually be. And there's really nothing standing in your way. You know, most obstacles can be worked through. We want you to know at Auntie's Beads that we feel like your partner in this. And we want to be there for you. And that's basically what the Bead Tube is all about. It's to bring you information, to let you know what we know, and to help you grow your business. So you guys hang in there. Send me an email, Susie@auntiesbeads.com, if you want me to touch on a topic that is of real interest to you. In the coming weeks, we're going to have some really interesting interviews that I'm very excited about, and I just know we're going to get Shauna on camera really soon to talk about her designing and what she's doing in her Clearwater store, because that's very exciting too. Okay, you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.